Welcome back, everybody, to another episode's of Hot Wheels Chat. If you've been looking for a place on YouTube where a collector will unbox his collection and show it off to everybody who may not want to open their collection, you've found the right place. Today I bring you these. I did a teaser video yesterday showing what I was going to bring up today, and I've dug a little bit deeper into the collection on the M2 side, and we'll have an opportunity of doing a compare and contrast of the 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am Series Gulf Racing livery car, but also to show off the Mitsubishi Fuso Super Great for Gulf Racing. So without further ado, let's get into this. All right, first up on the bench is going to be the Tarmac Works Mitsubishi Fuso Supergiant for Gulf Racing. This is not a holy grail piece, but a piece that I have been watching on eBay for a very long time, for obvious reasons. I just think it's really cool, and the opportunity to get this at a very reasonable price. I have seen this priced as high as $129 on eBay. I have rarely seen it in other places. Get my finger in there to be able to move this around a little bit. And, you know, I will periodically go onto eBay, just type in Gulf Diecast and see what's out there. And when this one popped up at a very reasonable price, I think it was $60, which, like I said, I've seen this for over $129. So to see it at $60, I was not hitting the buy it now, but I immediately threw it into my cart. So what I think is really cool about this is all of the things that it can do, because not only is it a really neat display piece in and of itself, but as you'll see once I start going through it, you're going to be able to open this thing up and really show off more of your collection, say Porsche 917 short tails, you know, from the 24 hours of Le Mans. Let's go ahead and circle this around a little bit. One thing I think is really cool, I'm going to drop this into the shot, is the fact that they supplied some additional decals. I don't know if they're sticky on the back, but they did provide those additional decals. Lift up and over so you guys can see those a little bit better. And as I film this once again, if you haven't seen turbo pads, these things are so cool. This is the Detroit background by turbopads.es. This isn't sponsored. I always try to at least touch on this every time, because I think from a display and collector's perspective, it's always really cool to be able to find a unique set of backdrops, and TurboPads really has those. I've always been super impressed by the quality of the filming with these turbo pads, the quality and the detail of them themselves. And this is his Detroit backdrop with the coordinated parking lot for it. But yeah, so you get the additional Gulf Racing stickers. It's the first time I've ever seen the way they've done the GR on those, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to circle around. So my little thing that I really think is important on diecast cars that they've done an excellent job on this one is the use of putting on mirrors. Can't drive one of these big lorries without mirrors. So it's pretty cool. Overall, you know, great detailing. You could see where those additional stickers would really help add to what this looks like. But straight out of the box, it's really cool. I want to see if I can lift this up. I'm not going to be able to with the foam finger. So let me go ahead and lift this up and drop this down. And you'll see that it's going to afford you the ability to open this up and display at least two cars. Let's go ahead and drop the long tail from 1997 in there for at least one. And let's go ahead and drop the short tail in the 917 short tail. So, no, would they probably actually park them this way? I doubt it, but hey, it is what it is. I just think it's really cool. So you're able to open it up, and it's not just one side. I'm going to swing this all the way back around, bring it over to this side, and go ahead and hold it down so I can open it up. And you'll see that you are able to open up both sides of it, so you can have a really cool overall display of what the cars look like inside of it. Like with any diecast, take the time to figure out how things move so you don't inadvertently break something. But I just think this is such, a great way of being able to add a really cool diecast, but also to be able to then display additional diecasts with it. So another really cool feature about this, I'm going to lift this up, is that it is a cab over engine, or a COE, and you are able to lift and show the cab. Go ahead and zoom in. Let me focus on that as well. And they've got such a great set of details for the cab over design. The mirrors have actually got reflective surface on it, so that's cool. They've done such a great job with this. They really have. It's a very impressive piece. I can understand why it was the cost that it was. I just wasn't willing to pay that cost. I'm going to leave the cab over for right now, as I took it out of the box and started manipulating it so I can understand how to open and close. It is kind of finicky, and I don't want to have to bore you guys with that. So that's the Tarmac Works Mitsubishi Fuso Super Beast. Super great they have on the box, and I'm really glad this is part of my collection. All right, part 2 of the Gulf livery haul from this week. The M2 Authentics. This is 2 sets, not 2 Dodge Challengers, but 2 sets. And you saw it in the beginning of the first video. The M2 Authentics to me is one of the best designers of Gulf livery. I think they look and feel the most authentic. The one thing that I wish they would do is maybe think about putting mirrors, like you saw, not necessarily the Tarmac one, but the Tarmac Works truck that I just showed. But take the time to have a little bit of authenticity with that. These aren't super expensive, but they aren't cheap either. So, that's just my typical nit when it comes to the diecast world, is the very high-end cars will take the time to put mirrors on it. So, anyways, let's go through first the M2 Authentics that's on the Dodge Team Transport. Is part of the Gulf Racing Livery 4-pack that M2 Authentics put out, I want to say about a year or so ago now at this point. This one is obviously came with it. And you're going to see right away that the one that's here is very authentic to the 70 Trans Am series racing stripes, the baby blue livery. It's got a greatly detail that I'll go into once I bring these off of the setup here, and I take this one off and then just focus on these two. But overall, great presentation for the cars. The hoods lift on all 3, obviously, that they're showing there. And once I take this one off and separate the Team Transport from the base, we'll go through these in even more detail, because I think M2 has done an outstanding job. I also do 124 scale modeling and have done Challengers, and they've done a great job on the underneath as well. So what you're going to see is that you have a very flat baby blue, and you can see the very difference between this baby blue, or this Gulf blue, and this Gulf blue. What you'll see is that it's a metallicized or pearl paint on both of these. They're running the really unique font for the numbering, a number 13, authentic Dodge labeling here. Very different in overall how they've decided to go ahead and do the roof decals, the addition of the numbering on the rear deck lid, and just overall, I think they've done a really good job of being able to represent both of these, the same car in very different ways. I won't try to get into the engine bay until I get the both cars off of the setup here. But I think overall they've done a really good job. So let's go ahead and get these off the base and walk through them further. All right, now that we've got these off the base, let's do a little bit of a deep dive on the two 1970 Dodge Challengers. And I think it's really important to, at least for me, call that out. The difference between saying the Dodge Challenger and the Hemi Cuda is that the Hemi Barracuda, very similar in body style, but is not the Dodge Challenger. I may get a lot of hate for that in terms of comments for calling out particulars, but in each case here, this 1970 Dodge Challenger has the 346 pack, and what that meant was it was running in a different class in the Trans Am series as compared to what the Hemi Cudas ran in. But as you're going to see when putting these side by side, they've done, again, this is the 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am series that came out of the M2 Collections 4-pack. This came out of this 2-pack set. And you can see right away the color differences between the two, very much lighter baby blue as compared to this. They're running a metallic paint on this. They're running the Trans Am Series 70 Challenger stickers on it, decals, whatever you want to call it. Very different in overall paint job. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the engine bays a little bit better. Obviously, the most most important thing that you can see the difference in is that they've got the air filter cover painted on this one, is where they don't on this one. It appears to be that it's the same chassis, so taking the time to do that on this one and not this one is an interesting decision point. I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate the car so you guys can see a little bit better, and then I'm going to flip them, or at least one of them, over on their side. You also see big differences in the wheel choices. On this particular one, they have the 5 spokes. On this one, they have 8 spokes. I think both work well. They're both the bronze color. You'll see the very different use of tampos. But the fact that the hood's open and everything are really cool. It's the same hood, just painted black here, painted blue here, to match the overall car. Both a very aggressive look. I like them. I think they look great. I've always liked the body length racing stripes. I think the only difference I would have done is I actually would have run the stripes on the air intake. I think what's really cool, and this means something to me because it's my birth year, is that both cars, the license plates say, and let me come down with the camera a little bit so you guys can see these, is that the license plate both say 1970 for 1970 Challengers. They've done a great job on the rear lights. The tail lights are great. What I think is really cool on this one here, and it looks like it's on the other one as well, is it actually says Challenger TA on the rear spoiler. Very differences in terms of it's a blue interior on the one on the right and it's a black interior on the one on the left. So, they have made, conscious decisions in terms of how they were going to put these two fraternal twin cars together. And I think it's just, a really neat example of what you can do with a single casting to make it different and, make it unique for the setup that you're trying to do. I'm going to slide these out of the way and talk to the truck a little bit. Before I slide these over, let me go ahead and flip one of these over. So, they've done a great job. You see the little side pipe coming out right underneath the where a B pillar would be if it wasn't pillarless. The exhaust, they've done a great job with this. This is at a 124 scale. I've made this exhaust, and they've done a great job here representing it. It's really, I think it's really cool that they've taken the time to do that. If you wanted to take pieces and parts out of these, that's what I think is unique about M2, is that you can unscrew this car and take pieces and parts out of it. Just ruined a really expensive car by flipping it. But anyways, so that's the 70 Dodge Challenger TA with the 346 pack in it. Now, let's focus on the truck a little bit. I always geek out on the team transports. I really like the ramp truck. And one of the things in taking this off of its base is in flipping it over. There was a little package that was a part of it. And it was the ramps that would allow the car to be able to get up onto the ramp truck itself. And I just thought that was a very neat touch that they chose to do. Let me go ahead and get those out and down so you can see them. And hopefully I haven't gotten this one stuck inside the chassis that I'll end up having to take it apart. Nope, there we go. And so you do have the wheel chocks in the way, which, you know, you don't have the ability to take those out. But I think it's a neat little touch that they've taken the time to do that, to include that for the overall authenticity, that if you wanted to drive the vehicle up, you could drive it up. If the wheel chocks were out of the way, you'd actually be able to bring it up. And the fact that they have a winch, so if you break your 70 Challenger at the track, you can still winch it up onto the thing, put the wheel chocks in place, you know, put the ramps into the bed, into the provided space that they have for it, and head out from a race weekend. So I think this is really cool. M2 has done a great job of bringing these to life and putting them out. And I just appreciate, as somebody who is a big fan of the Gulf Racing livery, that they've taken the time to do this. If you like this video, go ahead and please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do that as well. I'm really working to build this channel and very thankful for the 28 subscribers that I do have, and continue to hope that I'll be able to grow this channel and enjoy sharing my collection, not just of golf, but of other things. I will be putting out a teaser video today for my video tomorrow. It will be on the 2026 Team Transports for the Legends Tour. And so go ahead and look out for that.